Bounty hunter Hub arrives at the motel and arms himself with a shotgun. Because there is a Jep hiding, Hub locked himself in the room. In this case, Hub had a beehive and a sturdy stick. The curse. Turns out there is no Jep Billy in front of him, and while they were talking, Jep hurt the Hub and then killed. After a while, the Hub came to its senses between two walls. He gets out to the room and does not understand how he is even alive. When suddenly a man enters the room, Tommy is. Hub instantly attacks him and takes away cigarettes. Tommy tells that he was hired to burn down the house, and Hub calls the Walking Dead. So other people don't see the hole in their neck. He tapes her with duct tape and notices a strange mark on his hand, which is not erased. Approaching the city, Hap feels like his wound is tightening, but still tapes his neck. HAP arrives at his base and orders Tommy to sit quietly, since his mother Kitty lives here. She tells that Billy got out of jail thanks to Varsity, and goes in search of him. Closer to the night, he saw a Varsity car parked next to the bar, where local star Dice performs. Part-time ex-wife Hub. Hub even forgot for a second why did he come here, but still goes to Varsity, who is clearly surprised to see the Hub, and the showdown spoils the appearance of the son of the Hub, Keith. Pain of this Varsity new boyfriend Dice. Ha trying to convey to Dice that Varsity is not the guy she needs. He paid to eliminate him. However, the scar has already fully tightened. Yes, and will ask the Hub to sign the papers so she can bring Kate out of state. He will help her for work. On the way to Jab and Billy, Hub bumps into Pastor Ron, and his eyes glow. Hap breaks into the house and opens fire. What the fuck, a son of a bitch. He makes them write Varsity with threat that they will let him go if he doesn't come here right now and give money. In the meantime, Lucky is going. HAP and Billy hiding in another room, when suddenly a pastor comes up to the building and kills two men using superpowers. Hap instantly gives Daru and returns home. Where was Miji waiting for him? She says that Hap went to hell, but they brought it back. This can be considered a business trip, and she is an inspector about. Now Hap, unusual bounty hunter. His goal is to catch demons. Pastor Ron was much less lucky. He died, and his body was taken by a demon. Hub gives up his new position, calling it nonsense. Midge asks to say it on record, and the workers will proceed to return the Hub. Yet Hub understands. What is she not lying? Midge describes hell as a prison, and sometimes prisoners escape. One of them took Ron's body. If came one, others will come. Everything the Hub needs in this book. He sees that Miji has the same trail. How does he get the demon back? Real easy. Need to kill body, and since demons kill a person first, all types of exorcisms don't act on them. Nothing better than a bullet in the brain. Kitty is interested. What happens after the task? Alas, the pass from prison is not eternal, and he will still be brought down. Time depends on the amount of demons, and from the failure of exile, then he'll get fired right away. Varsity gets home witnessing a mess, but the demon did not find Tommy, which says, what is Hap behind everything? At this time, Hap gets the characteristics of the right demon. Even location. Point to church. Hap arms up and goes to check the building. Kitty was bored and went along with it. He considers this land sacred, where the demons won't hurt her, although Pocus Crona never say. The demon himself was not here, to Dice and Kate don't get hurt. He's signing a document. Varsity enters the room. Hap hands him a pamphlet with a meeting place at the base. Kitty asks her son, what did he get sent to hell for? He calls it a mistake, which can be fixed. Kitty blames herself for bad parenting. Because of what her son is waiting for help. Rumors reach the Hub that in a certain area of the city the electricity will fail. Remember that the light failed in the forest house. Does he understand that their demon Hub takes equipment and goes hunting? Kitty is not going to sit at home and will help Hub with hunting. As soon as Hub entered the building, the demon threw him at the wall, but the demon himself didn't notice. Hub follows clear disposal instructions, injuring the demon tranquilizer, but it was not enough for him. Then Kitty steps in and gets hit by a demon. While he heals his wounds, Hop knocks over the drawer, sending the demon back to hell. Electricity is coming back, which means they completed the task. A new day is coming. Deidara shoots a video in which he says that her friend is stalking her. Although it's just a lie to the current. This guy's girl got a heist. Deidre hears the sound of water. The shower is on for some reason. Even after shutting down, it still turns on. Since these are demon tricks, which eliminates it. Hub congratulations on closing first case, but he is not up to it yet. Need to deal with Lucky, who is taking Cade to school at this point. Hub offers to personally take Sun to school. Varsity trying to resist, but Dice don't mind. Everything to show the Cade. Dice, I'm on Varsity. It states that he has an extensive criminal past. Even though Cade already knows it, they get interrupted by Kitty, who reported that new demon running the water. Hap checks Deidre's house. The whole house is already flooded. On the walls traces of blood. Kita knows girl, who lives here. And Tommy shows body varnishes from the past Hap a case. And tells that magic exists. Obviously Varsity doesn't believe it. Hap notes broken hydrants on the map. Path points to city pool. Hub turns out to be right. Demon managed to eliminate man and placed a triangle on the water. How suddenly the Hubs are attacked. The demon turned out to be very strong, but the desire to live was stronger. Hub pierces the demon, and the water is set on fire, meaning exorcising a demon. Officer Ruby heard noise. Hub asks Sun to leave and calls at 911. Let's tip on your own car. Ruby was the closest officer, which is why she was handed this case. Hub withdraws hard drive, where the data was stored, and Varsity comes to Kitty to pass photos made by Tom. After a while, Kita lets out of the precinct. Dice tells that Kate will start a music career. Although under contract, he can't do it until he's of age. Kate says he's just jealous of him. Sitting next to the house, Hap remembers how buried Cheryl's girl once. The next day, Brix takes a bribe from food vendors. And as soon as he gets in the car, Mud Demon eliminates Mail. And the Hub is looking through the records. When their family was still whole, Kitty turned out not so cute and fluffy. She cuts the cereal off the weapon, and in the safe holds a substance. When the newsletter on the new demon came, Hub notices Kitty missing. Cap alone comes to designated point. Where is the abandoned car standing? Varsity is going to show Dice pictures of Tommy, but they get distracted by a hot car. It did Kitty to lure out Varsity. And as long as the room is clean, she throws up a substance with a weapon. Yes, and knows them well. 7 and guessed it. That hot car tricked Kitty. She does not hide it and asks to talk to the Hub. Dice finds him by geometry. At this point, Hap already tracked down the demon. Dice didn't know that the cop is the enemy and called him out. Demon goes into battle mode. The main problem is that Dice doesn't see the cursed face, but the demon decides to run through the wall. So a person definitely can. And then Dice helps the Hub. Demon gets distracted by a girl, giving Hub a moment to eliminate him. Body instantly set on fire. A little later, Hap understands that all 3 demons were drawing a triangle and making one sacrifice. He passes this find to Miji and explains to Dice what became a demon hunter. Hap asks her to leave here, and he'd like to correct all his mistakes. Dice hugging him on the phone called Kitty. Since her plan worked and Varsity was arrested, Dice warns Varsity. What if he shows the pictures to the cops? This will confirm his participation since Kitty planted her weapon. What was in the picture? And the son is told that they won't hang out with Varsity anymore. And Hap wishes Kate a successful career in music. After which Hap goes back to Kitty. Officer Ruby already knows that Brix died in the store and wants to understand why was Hap looking for him. He's making an appearance. I wanted to report the car I found. Kitties are freaking out that cameras could have filmed them, though Hap's sure the flames will destroy a leaky. Nearby married couple wants to relax by the lake. Everything is spoiled by an aggressive fisherman. Don't be a goat. A fight starts between them, while 2 demons pump up their tires. Car flips from explosion, eliminating men, and their bodies are taken by demons. Varnishes are released from the site. First thing, he goes to the bar, breaks 9 months without drinking. He also tells that they tried to frame him and offers the bartender to buy her car. Ahab finds an interesting book, which contains a demonic ritual. It helps to understand that demons want to create a pentagram, and if you build on the elements left, air and fire. In the past, Niji got a child sick in Benji. Treatment turned out to be expensive, and she sold most of the furniture. Even that was not enough, and then she thought about the kidney. Midge found a gold pot website. The truth on the site was a condition with the sale of the soul. Application accepted. Just a day later, arrived Cosmo. He asks not to tell anyone how exactly her son was cured. As for work, she needs to look for new employees. Everything looks like a financial pyramid. She was not even embarrassed. That seal must be put in blood. Just a moment later, another world appeared in the mirror. And a real view of space. He had a mark too. In reality, Badgie is completely healthy. Hap comes to her to tell your guess. But she doesn't care about it. Only Son is important to her. Then Hap leaves the folder and leaves. Kitty reported that air demon went free. Hap will go to the place where, according to his logic, they will apply a pentagram. This territory turned out to be true. Seeing demons drag bodies, Hap opens fire. No need. Please help. Everything spoils the pod. Varsity, who rammed the car and cuts down the hub. He comes to his senses, already handcuffed. Varsity mocks Hap, simultaneously recording everything on video for Dice. Does he even confess what was trying to eliminate the hub, since Hub started it first? He calls it a lie, and then Varsity asks, what happened to Cheryl? Turns out in the past, Hub wanted to eliminate Varsity, but mixed it up with Cheryl. Varsity witnessed Hap leaving the bar, and on the floor below lay a hat and cleaning products. At police station, the investigation into the death of an officer, since the video recording turned out to be intact. Varsity heard the door open. He thought it was Kitty, but it was a demon. Varsity attacker. HAP hears screams and breaks out, armed with a shotgun. HAP quickly eliminates one demon, and after the second, Varsity, holding his tail, escaped. Tonight the whole family is reunited. A new day is coming. The fire demon chose the body. Kitty and Kate deal with water demon bodies. Cremation workers won't call the police, so like Kitty knows dirt on them. They heard the phone ring. Varsity forgot him, so Lucky. Dice knows the password. Hap says that Lucky was recording a torture video, and when Dice went to the other room, HAP breaks Hap's device, delivers a map, and chooses a location. Where is the new demon coming? And Mija found out. What if the demons complete the ritual? They will summon an ex-angel, who went over to Satan's side. Varsity decided that God was preparing a warrior of light out of him to fight back the demonic army led by the hub. He asked God for a sign, and Tommy's phone got a call. Tommy explains, what is this? Police wants information about the dead brothers. Though for Varsity it was a God sign. Rescue squad put on firefighter's uniform and asking people to go to the safe zone. Mitch using a mirror checks and demonic nature. Everything is clean. One man, Garrick on the cut, refused to leave. Dropping your figurines. They had to catch it. So the demon doesn't use the man as sacrifice offerings. Midge bumps into a boy and finds out that he is a demon. She lacks the strength to pull the trigger. Because of what the demon performs the rite, creating a huge pit. Family preparing for the end of the world and decide to spend the rest of their time together. At this time, Varsity agreed with Robbie that she won't touch Dice and pass pictures from the factory, and Hap gets orientation on Lilith. The demon took Cheryl's body, and when Hap came to her grave, there was no one there already. He confesses to the family. What has he done? You accidentally mixed up Varsity with Cheryl. You still intended to kill. An argument begins, but the hub asks to wait. You need deal with the demon. A little later, Cosmo pulls up to the house. Who brought a Dace? The boss brought her back to the world. So they both finish the job. She tells that Lilith loves music and has the power to take over people's thoughts. Lilith hates men because of what eliminates everyone who is dating her. Officers surround Hub house, but he was no longer there. Lilac 2N likes points to a pentagram board. family trying to explain that Hap saves humanity. They are not believed, and Ruby is ordered to record the voice with Ask to Meet. Couple creating their pentagram, and hides cans with triangles. Cap thought, but what if Lolita takes over him? However, Miji calms him down. Everyone who came from hell to this is not susceptible. They turn on the music, attracting Cheryl. She instantly attacks the hub. Midge activates the pentagram, and now Lilith is stuck. Lilith trying to negotiate. Hap should release her, and she won't touch him. Seven will even bring this girl back to life and save him from hell. The sign on the hand disappears. HAP breaks the trap. Lilith gets carried into a crow and flies away. HAP promises Mid find another way to kill Leary, then takes Cheryl to her place of work. And the family says that will not go to hell again, but happiness is interrupted when he gets caught by the police. Depressed, Dice runs away to her room. Where was the crow sitting? After her comes Varsity. Dice eliminate him. Lilith goes out to the crowd, activating your power. The devil will always come back hub. Kate getting ready for elimination, and so that doesn't happen, Habu will have to help her. But on this first season comes to an end.